Hey, what's going on? It's Matt here. I want to take a second to talk quickly about assumable mortgages. Getting a lot of people calling in. It's becoming more popular, especially with a lot of people sitting on very low rates. How does this work? So, assumable mortgages are generally only going to be reserved for government loans, especially like VA, FHA type loans. So, here's an example of how an assumption would work. So, if you're a seller and say you have an FHA loan or a VA loan, say it's at 3% as an interest rate, say you owe $100,000 on this mortgage, you could sell your property and advertise for another FHA or VA buyer to assume the terms of your $100,000 loan at 3% interest if they qualify. Now, it sounds great. I would love to do that. That's such a low interest rate compared to what they are today. But how does it really work? So here's the caveats of it. So if you have your own lender you've been working with shopping for homes, you can't use that lender for an assumption. You have to use the seller's lender. So the seller has ABC Bank that their loan is with for 100,000 at 3%. You have to reach out and touch base with ABC Bank and work with that bank and the seller to get the assumption done. Now, the other big thing on this is that these banks, of course, the interest rates are higher. They're not making any money on these assumptions. So it's not going to be a very fast process if they even do it or how their process works. It could take up to 90 days for this assumption process to go through and to work. Now, that being said, say again, $100,000 is the loan amount that the loan is currently with the 3% interest rate, but Mr. Seller wants to sell his property for $200,000, $300,000. So say it's a $100,000 loan. They want to sell the property for $200,000. Of course, the house has appreciated. You, as the buyer, would need to come up with the difference, in this case, $100,000, to make up the difference between what the seller wants to sell the property for and what the current loan balance is that you're assuming. Maybe that current servicer at the $100,000 at 3% would maybe give some sort of a loan in between the two, possibly. It's all up in depending on that current loan servicer, but in most cases, they would have you come to the table with that very large down payment. So assumptions, government loans only. Yes, you could do them. You have to work with the seller and their lender that they have, and be prepared that there's going to be a very large down payment required. So it's something that it's always not, if it sounds too good to be true, lots of times it probably will be. Not to say that these can't happen, but there are a lot of caveats, longer close turn times, and you probably need to bring to the table quite a bit of money. So everyone's different with those. Any questions you have, guys, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Wanted to kind of keep it from 10,000 feet and kind of just clear the air on how assumptions work. And again, be prepared, large down payment, long close time, and you can't work with a lender that you'd really like to work with. So again, any question, guys, I'm always available. I want to get this out there. Have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon.